Why he's asking Kaunteya? So Baladev Vijayabhushan says, why did he say it? Because Baladev says, everyone knows. And Krishna now Krishna's in Kurukshetra, speaking Gita. And Kurukshetra is very near Delhi, 4 hours north of Delhi. And everyone in Delhi, 5,000 years ago, many of them were the Kauravas and Pandavas, they're from Delhi, and they all went to Kurukshetra. So everyone in Delhi, even today, right now, 2019, and everyone 5,000 years ago in Delhi, knows that anyone and everyone from Mathura or Braj Mandal is Ekdam number one liar. Jut bolo. You understand? Jut bolo. Jut. So Krishna knows that I'm in Kurukshetra and there's so many soldiers from Delhi, they'll never believe me if I say this. Because they'll say, oh, he's a liar. Everything. So he said, Arjun, you say this. This is the most rasik tika, Baladev Vidyabhushan. And what chapter, what is that verse? What chapter, what verse? Kaunteya Pradijani. It was stupid. Anyway, I don't know myself, I forget. He's young, he shouldn't forget. So this is the thing that the bhakti, so the devotees have followed different paths. So we follow this path of yoga, and with the, and it wasn't so strict about all these different rules also. At least the particular yoga teacher we had, you could supplement that Raj Yoga with some different herbs, let's say, put it that way. And, but okay, it has this Brahma Sayuja. But then I came across the bhakti, and so I had that halava cooked in honey, you know. Try it sometime. Try to make halava with honey. It's probably impossible. But so I went there and I said, they were serving. I said, no, he cannot, just serve him halava. It was actually Danavir Das. He's a kind of still around, I think. He was a nice devotee. He was Grihastha then. Just serve him halava. Krishna, it's with his Krishna tasted it with his lips. I said, really? I said, what do you mean Krishna tasted it? He said, you know, you saw in the temple Krishna. I said, but that's a statue. No, anyway, we'll tell you about that next time. Just finish your halava. Eat more. You'll be convinced. All your samshaya will go. So like that, if you're asking the question, what are the experiences of the different paths of spirituality? Some take drugs and some don't. What is the difference? You can go try and find out. But if you're smart, there's different ways. There's different ways. Knowledge and reception of knowledge have different responses. Some people receive wisdom and respond by changing their life and changing their behavior. Some people receive wisdom and doesn't do anything. You know, and some people, it doesn't change them at all. So some people learn by hearing, some people learn by experience, some people never learn. So that's why devotees, when they're very convinced when they preach, when they give pravachan, because they've had the paramjas they have. No one can preach unless he actually has ruchi. Everyone's out, I'm a preacher, I joined 2 weeks ago. Now I'm out selling books and making live membership, I'm a preacher. But do you have ruchi? Do you have taste? And you may be a new bhakta, and you may not be initiated, and you may have ruchi. Because of last life, purva abhyas. Krishna says in Gita 6th chapter, verse 44. He says, purva abhyasena. He says, riyate yavasho. Purva abhyasena sadhana riyate yavasho. He said, due to our purva janam, because it's talking about yoga brush, what happens, oh Krishna, what happens to the yogi, this whole Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Brasha Vijayate, that's like 641. So 641, 2, 3, 4, of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, it's talking about the yogi, the spiritualist, the bhakta, the jnani, the yogi, anyone who's following yoga. What happens if he doesn't attain perfection? Then he's born like this, he's born like that. Suchinam, he's born in a wealthy family, he's born in a Brahmin family, he's born in a Vaishnava family. Depends on his development and his association with the modes of nature. Karnam Gunasango said, Saratsandhyana Janmisu. 13th chapter of Gita. Karnam Gunasanga. In our Purva Janam, our previous life, before this life, we associate with different modes of nature. We practice different intensities of bhakti bhajan. Then we're born in a certain family in this life. So especially Indians, Bharatiyavasis, in the last life they worship Gopal, and the life before that they worship Gopal. And so many lifetimes they're worshiping Gopal. And they're born in a house where the mother and father have a Gopal deity. And every day the mother, or probably mother, they're offering prasad, bhog, to Gopal, and the little baby is taking the Gopal prasad. So that little baby grows up, and then they maybe join some spiritual mission. They may have ruchi when they're preaching. They may be preaching with ruchi. Because you can't look at somebody's skin tone, you can't look at somebody's janam and understand their development in bhakti bhajan. It's beyond the vision. But it's a good assumption based on the 5th canto of Bhagavatam. That 5th canto of Bhagavatam, there's one verse that's talking about the devatas. When they're enjoying when their karma is about to run out, it says they're praying for a birth. And they're praying to be born in Bharat Bhumi. So, the land of Bharat Bhumi is known as Dharma Bhumi, the land of religion, the land of gurus, the land of sadhus, the land of gods. And people look down and criticize, India has so many gods. So that's good, you don't have any. Because so many countries of Europe and Sweden and Norway, Scandinavia and Germany, many of them are wholesale atheistic countries. Wholesale. 100%. Switzerland. There are exceptions, obviously. Some people are very tall from Switzerland because their bhakti is like a mountain, a bhakti parvat. So then they come to worship the Giraj Parvat. 2 parvats come together. And I'm sure he's over there in your Bhajan Kutir and Madhuvan. Madhuvan, I thought that was in Gokul. That's over there. You're in Madhuvan. If you're with Giriraj and Radhasham Sundar, it's very sweet. Madhu.